Hi everybody, these are some tips for day 2 of lesson 10. We're doing several things in this day. We are reviewing ties and slurs and the visual component, that helping the children remember that they are different. We are also preparing the children for a later lesson for time signatures. In the group rhythm exercise, hopefully one of your children will notice that the whole rests that are in example number 2 and number 3 really shouldn't be allowed. We're going to teach the whole thing about whole rest, taking up the whole measure. This prepares them for time signatures down the road. We want them to notice the time signature. We want them to realize more and more how important it is. And this is one of the ways that I like to do that, is to help them see that whole rest will be according to the top number of the time signature. I make jokes about it. I'm like, if the top number is 1,800,000, how much will a whole rest be worth? And they always say 1,800,000. So we want to emphasize that point. On the pitch naming, we want to be very careful with making sure in our demonstrations on the board that we anticipate some problems that some of these young singers have with reading the staff properly and counting lines and spaces properly. The most common errors that I've mentioned before, and I'll say here again, are that they count spaces 2 times. They'll go sol if the note I've given them is sol and they're trying to get to a note that's maybe 5 spaces or lines away. They'll count a space sol, la, ti, because it's a larger, it looks larger to them, and their little eyes don't quite understand that. So we have to make sure they see that. A lot of times if a student, another mistake is if they have to go higher, they start at sol, if that's the note I've given. They'll go sol, fa, mi, re. They'll go down the scale. That's very common as well. And you have to help them see that when the note's higher, they have to go up the scale. And another mistake I see often with children who are learning this for the first time is when we have a chart in our room that goes from do to do, they're not sure what to do when they get to the high do. Does it repeat over again? Yes, it does repeat over again. These are very common mistakes for the children that we have to anticipate, especially as we're getting ready to assess them. We want them to be successful in understanding. For the forbidden pattern, I've listed it inside the lesson. Continue to do lots of scales in day 2, just one ascending, one descending, and score it. And on your follow the hand, you set up again their preparation for the key that you want them in that day. Make sure you're varying it a little. And then in the sight singing example, they have ties again. You want to make sure they're pulsing those hands so that we'll keep creating good habits. And those are the tips for day 2.